the city convinced the fast-growing technology company Twitter to keep its offices here in San Francisco by giving it tax breaks worth about $8 million over the next 6 years. What is your plan to provide incentives to small businesses, which are cumulatively the lifeblood of our local economy, to locate, remain, and thrive here in our city?
I think the Twitter deal highlighted something. That the city has fallen asleep at the switch for the last 10 years when it comes to having responsible tax policy that rewards job creation and ensures that we are being fair to small, medium, and large businesses. Our business payroll tax, only 8,000 of our 80,000 businesses pay it, and it disproportionately impacts small and medium-sized businesses by having them pay more than their fair share. That's why I've said on day one as mayor, I will convene a tax summit, bringing city leaders, community leaders, and business leaders together to put together a new business tax system to put on the ballot in November 2012 that is fair to small and medium-sized businesses and rewards job creation, with also providing us with a steady revenue stream so we can fund services that are important. Second of all, small businesses. 90% of our businesses, the city needs to put its money on the wood. We have a small business revolving loan fund that we have that needs to be dramatically expanded, because small businesses' greatest challenge is access to capital. And we have never had a default on a small business revolving loan fund. We need to dramatically expand the funding of it so we can, number one, provide capital to small business owners who are struggling, but send a message to small business that you have a partner in city government that is going to work with you to help create the engine of job growth that ensures that we can have the diversity in San Francisco that we all want. It is incredibly important.
And now, Mayor Lee, would you like to answer the same question?
Thank you. Well, as one that has signed off and was responsible for making sure that Twitter did stay in the city, I'm very proud of that decision. Twitter, along with Zynga, along with Autodesk, Zendesk, they all represent the new economy for San Francisco. That's why I work so hard to make sure these businesses stay in the city, that they stay here, they grow here, they start, stay, and grow. And that Twitter represents a commitment by them that they're going to go from 250 employees to over 2,000 in the next 2 years. We want that Twitter to stay here because the young people in this city deserve to get those jobs, and they're good paying jobs. It represents the effort by City Hall to have a new dialogue with the tech companies and new businesses. And as suggested by our city attorney, we have that dialogue going on. The tech firms are already in an advisory capacity to the mayor's office and to the board of supervisors. We have formed it in cooperation, and we are getting these ideas about how to change our taxing apparatus so that it isn't job punishing. And with respect to small businesses, we've got a lot of great ideas coming out of this advisory committee. Some of them are already being represented by my visit today to Rocket Space, for example. They have incubators of over 70 small businesses. These are businesses that have from 1 employee to up to 30. They're sharing space in buildings that we support, buildings that are green buildings, buildings that will allow them to get access to capital, as well as support and sharing offices. We need to innovate with these companies and back them up. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
I agree with a lot of my colleagues what they were saying. I think the payroll tax is a tax on jobs, and unfortunately it's something that we do need to get rid of. But for all the agreement we have on that, we still haven't been able to get rid of it, because it's $300 million of revenue to San Francisco. And during a budget crisis, we actually need the money. So I'd love to challenge all of you. Join me in that discussion. Join us on Rees in San Francisco and tell us how you would get rid of the payroll tax if you don't like it, and how you would be able to substitute that $300 million back into our budget. I think that's the voice that we need. We need to hear your voice on this. A couple years ago, I worked with Mayor Newsom to open up our first foreign trade office in China, called China SF. The idea was we could create jobs by recruiting jobs from China, having them locate here in San Francisco to hire San Franciscans. It's worked so well with very little money from the city that we now have 12 companies in the last 2 years during the worst recession since the Depression. We've created 150 jobs since then. We should be able to do the same thing for small businesses. We have a small business office that only has 2 people in it. What if we could take people from all around the city, from different departments, put them into small business, and they could serve as concierges? They could help a small business get a permit. They could help a small business navigate the tax system. They could help a small business help navigate our complex bureaucracy. How much money would that save each small business, and how much faster could they get open if we did that? I think that's the way we help.
Thank you, Senator. Right. Thank you, Phil. Just promoted you. Now the Senator. So do you.
The agreement with Twitter, I will tell you, reverberated throughout the neighborhoods and the business districts, community neighborhood business districts throughout San Francisco. I visited neighborhood commercial districts, and those small businesses said, why in the world are we giving a tax break to Twitter when we small businesses have been here for years and years and City Hall has never done anything for us? What about us? And so what I would say to small businesses, that you are in fact the lifeblood of this city. So many times people say how the dollars that you generate recycle through your communities time and time again. And that is a benefit that no other company will ever give to San Francisco. And so what should we do? We ought to look at the fees that we charge you and whether or not we should somehow reduce those fees and make it a lot more profitable for you to work and live and grow in San Francisco. Whether or not we should, in fact, identify members of the mayor's staff and send them out working with all the different businesses and see what are the issues that you have, what are the problems that you have, and how can City Hall help you? Not when you're ready to pack your bags and leave San Francisco, but while you're still here in San Francisco. And how can we help small businesses work together and grow together and expand, and letting City Hall help you with that particular effort so that you can, in fact, find ways to expand your business and expand your economy here in San Francisco.
Thank you, Senator. This next question entirely to this side of the room here.